Hello and welcome to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Reuter, and this podcast is brought to you by thelegendarychiropractor.com, an interactive and immersive virtual platform for prospective chiropractic students, current chiropractic students, recent chiropractic school graduates, and even veteran doctors of chiropractic out in the field wanting just a little bit more from this profession. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and if you do, be sure to share with a friend, leave us a rate, leave us a review, and also be sure to subscribe to get more. Dr. Brad Glowacki runs one of the highest volume, highest profile, highest profitability practices in the world, and it's all run with vitalistic communication procedures. Those procedures from his office are then shared with other chiropractors at his various trainings as a part of Level Up mentoring. This information is created, developed, tested, and then packaged simplistically before being taught. With bruises and scars from making mistakes, Dr. Glow always delivers refined content that is battle-tested and simplified for use on Monday. To level up your life and practice, head over to levelupmentoring.rocks. That's levelupmentoring.rocks. Chiro HD, superior cloud-based practice management software. Chiro HD is a user-friendly, all-in-one EHR solution built with one mission: to help you run your practice like a boss. Learn more at chirohd.com. Total Clinic Solutions is your go-to source for purchasing both brand new and refurbished chiropractic equipment, as well as phone support for repairs and maintenance. Call Derek and allow him to combine your wishes and his 23 years of chiropractic equipment expertise to find what's best for you and your patients at 704-622-4089 or head to totalclinicsolutions.com now. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. Yo, what is going on, everyone? Johnny Reuter here with another episode of the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. I am coming to you live right now. And I really want to talk to you today all about what it looks like and how we go about lead generation within chiropractic, and how you can do this best as a new/recent graduate. Why this is important and why I'm very passionate about it. I'm going to take one of these off because I feel like I'm screaming. But why this is important to us and why I believe that everybody should be doing some sort of lead generation in their office is because, one, you can do it yourself, right? You really, really can. Two is, if you don't have the time to learn the skills that we're going to talk about today, you can always feel free to pay somebody to do this for you and really help you out. But it's really up to you and what that looks like, right? We're going to actually just put that back on. But here's the deal, right? Make sure that, one, you're a part of our platform, legendarychiro.com/go. Be a part of that. That's where you can see all past podcast episodes that we've done, read blogs, vlogs, video interviews, etc. That's where you can find all of the content. We have over 460 members on there now, which is freaking unbelievable. So all full of recent graduates, docs that have been out for a while, as well as current students also. So super fun stuff, super good stuff. But we're talking all about how you can go about lead generation in your office as a new graduate, as a recent graduate, right? So when we talk about lead generation, when we talk about getting new people in the door, a lot of people just turn away and they don't want to deal with this, right? They want to hire somebody to do it for them. They want to just, turn a cold shoulder and say, you know what? I'll pay somebody to get new patients in my door. Why? On our previous episode, we just talked all about marketing events, local events that you can do, and literally you can do any of those things that we talked about in the physical. Now we're going to talk about the digital realm and how to really start to get people in the door from your social media game and from your website too. Not a lot of people think that their website is that big of a deal. It's a huge deal. And I highly recommend you pay somebody professionally to do your website. Do not make your website by yourself on Squarespace. I really just don't recommend that because one, I get it, right? You're balling on a budget. I totally understand that. But at the same time, when you're balling on a budget, right, you got to budget and prioritize different things, right? It's really, really important that you understand where you're going, how you're going to get there, and what you're doing in regards to getting new people in the door and what you're spending money on, right? Did you spend the most money on, I don't know, the cabinetry in your office or the front chair or the front desk chair? Like, think about these things and then reprioritize your budget to fit and match so somebody professional can do and manage your website for you. The reason why is because your website can be one of the biggest and largest lead generations out there for you in your local community. So because here's how people search, and think about it yourself, right? You do this as well. I do it as well. But think about this. When you type in on your phone and you're looking for something, right? The first thing that it autofills to, if you're looking for like a restaurant, a gas station, a cup of coffee, a bagel, like anything, right? What words does it put after that? Near me, right? So if somebody is in some sort of pain or discomfort, or they realize and recognize the power of chiropractic and its innate ability to, unleash their full optimal potential, and they're on Google and they say chiropractor, right? What's it going to fill in after that? It's going to say near me, right? Now, this is also called geotargeting. Sked is the all-in-one system that allows for amazing control and flexibility of your scheduling. Yes, your next new hire. Every aspect of when and where you service your customers is at your command. Sked is tightly integrated with your existing EHR system. This software was made by a chiropractor specifically for chiropractic. No joke. Go check out their latest care plan feature by heading to go.sked.life/legendarypod. Easily share your passion for chiropractic and look good doing it with Above Down Apparel, offering a premium lineup of principled apparel that's impossibly soft, sustainably sourced, and chiropractic AF. Visit abovedown.co and follow them on Instagram to learn more and score yourself some sweet chiro swag. Every chiropractic clinic needs a compliance program. If you are not sure what that includes or why you need one, let Dr. Robin from RHDC Consulting help you build your chiropractic compliance. If you are ready to get started, head to robin-hale.mykajabi.com and let Dr. Robin guide you to the end result. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. So geotargeting tells people how close you are to them. It says, hey, Dr. John Reuter is X amount of miles away from you. Here are his reviews, here's his page, etc., etc. Now, that's one way to get on the front page, is the near me thing. Another way to get on the front page is search engine optimization, or SEO. This is something that your website manager and person who is running your website should know about and should always be doing and updating. So SEO is not only based on the content and the value that you have on your website, it's also based on how often you update your website and are posting to your website, and what dates are being pulled from your website. That's what Google uses. And the third thing that they use is they also use keywords, right? So if somebody looks up chiropractor and they're in Chicago, I hope that I'm on the first page of that, and then not just by organic search. I'm not using paid advertising here. I'm using all organic search. But I'm paying somebody on the back end to deal with all the search engine optimization to make sure my website looks the best, functions the best, and is optimized for search results. what are people going to typically type in when they search a chiropractor, right? They're going to type in headaches, back pain, neck pain, injuries, car accidents, like sports, right? Pediatrics. They're going to type in things like that to go along with their chiropractic search. So you really have to know and understand where and how you are going to get those people on your website, not the person down the street or the person closest to them, right? This is how people get people from all over the nation to come to their chiropractic office, because they have an updated website and they have results and testimonials that speak to it, right? So super, super important. So lead generation happens first and foremost on your website and on a Google search. So you have to know that, and you have to play the game. So how do we optimize our website to be the best website that we can make it? We do this by having 3 or 4 major things that I think are a must-have on your website, a must-have on your chiropractic practice website. Number 1, especially for new grads, number 1 is your phone number. Number 2 is your email. Number 3 is your address to your office with a Google map. And number 4 is Facebook Messenger embedded into your website. Why those 4 things are important and where they are on your website is also important. They should be both in the header of your website and in your footer of your website. If your person who is operating your website is not doing this for you, you need to tell them, I want my phone number, my email, my address with a Google map, and my Facebook page messenger, all a part of my header and footer on my website. Now, with the address and the Google map, that one you might be able to save just for the bottom and the footer, but you definitely want your address up at the top, even if you don't have that Google map embedded there. Now, why this is important? Because it's the first thing that Google's going to pull is the title of the page. So it's going to be based on location. It's also going to be based on keywords, and it's also going to be based on the title of your page. So keywords are found in the title of your page, on your website, and in the description of your page. So if you look up the Legendary Chiropractor on Google, underneath it, you'll also see that we have a description of what the Legendary Chiropractor website is all about. We also have, it says the Legendary Chiropractor, and instead of saying, home, it says, it has like a bar, and then it says chiropractic jobs and podcast. Why does it say that? Because now if you type in chiropractic jobs or if you type in chiropractic podcast, it's going to populate into your Google search and hopefully show up a little bit higher than what it would if it just said the Legendary Chiropractor, right? So maybe that's something you want to think about as well. But the header and the footer of your website should have your phone number. They should have your email address. They should have your address of your building, and they should have your Facebook Messenger attached. Now, some of you might be like, I don't really use Facebook Messenger. I don't really like it. I don't care. I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm not going to steer you wrong. You have to be using Facebook Messenger because people need an opportunity to reach out to you and get answers quickly. And when you use Facebook Messenger, they're able to get in touch with you. They don't have to put in much information, and you can follow up with them later down the road if they actually don't schedule with you. So understand that. And why you want these in your header and footer and how you want them in your header or footer. Number 1, it's super important that people know this basic information about you and your chiropractic office. Number 2, you have to have all of these things clickable. What do I mean by clickable? If I click on your phone number, my phone should populate a pop-up notification that says call 847 blah, 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 right? Or if they click my email, it should auto-populate or say open mail app. Yes, right? Like that's when people are actually, when it's convenient and easy for them, they will do it. How you get that clickable on your website. If you built a Squarespace site on your own and you don't have that feature, you can easily do it through Squarespace on they have an email option, or the code for it is literally mail to : and then your email. So it's MAILTO colon, and then your email address. And when someone clicks that hyperlink, it will automatically populate them into their email app, or it will ask them before they open their email app if they want to do that. The other thing, Messenger makes it super easy. All they have to do is pretty much confirm. They'll know who it is based on the phone that they're using. It'll say like at the bottom, is this Johnny Reuter? Is this Johnny Reuter using Messenger? And you just literally click continue and yes, and then they can message your page, right from your website, which is super critical. Because not all people are going to come from Facebook, not all people are going to come from Google, so having both is going to be huge for you. The other thing is your actual physical address, your mailing address, right? Your mailing address is important because when somebody clicks on that, it should ask them again, give them a pop-up and say, would you like us to open Google Maps? And your answer, everyone's answer to that should be yes, right? And it should automatically do that for them, no matter what they click. That's why these 4 things, your phone number, your email address, your actual physical address, and your messenger should all be clickable hyperlinks on your header of your website and on your footer of your website so that people can easily access you, your office, and get in contact with you or your team, whoever manages all of those different platforms, okay? That's why I recommend you have somebody professional design and build out your website. It's a great way, it's a great source and spend of money. And if you have to prioritize or reprioritize some of your money to have somebody professionally develop it, that is totally suggested. And that is, again, my personal opinion, but take it for what it's worth, okay? The other thing, couple other things here for lead generation. Number 1 is to have all those things in your header and footer. Number 2 here is also using your website to the best of its abilities. How you use your website to the best of its abilities is you are able to create a landing page to book appointments. Now, why I want you to create a landing page and not just have you can have a button on your homepage of your website that says book appointment now. It should not just say call today, right? That's too old school. People don't really want to talk to anybody. They just want to book it on their own. They just want to do their own thing. So why I suggest this is you literally click a button on your homepage that says book appointment today. It takes them to a separate landing page, and now you're able to share testimonials. You're able to share a little bit about chiropractic, a little bit about what you do in your office, a little bit about technique, a little bit about your story and who you are as a doctor, who your team is, right? And now you're able to really build up a qualified lead before they ever enter their information. The information you should be collecting is name, email, and phone number for every single person, all fields required, okay? That's tip number 2. Tip number 3 on lead generation here is you gotta be running social media, minimum social media advertising. And if you would like to, a really cool spot to be advertising right now in today's day and age is not only Google AdSense, right? But YouTube. YouTube is a phenomenal place. Dr. Stu Hoffman, founder and president of Chiropractic Malpractice Insurance, is the foremost expert in both risk management and risk avoidance. Understanding the everyday challenges of today's practicing chiropractor and the current public perception of chiropractic has made Chiropractic the fastest growing malpractice insurance program of the last 28 years. Find out more at chiropractic.com. Imaging Services' primary business is chiropractic solutions. With over 45 years in the industry of helping chiropractors, Michael Tokash offers free consultations on building your business. In the past year, Imaging Services has installed over 100 X-ray machines and digital X-ray systems in over 42 states across the United States. For more, head to theimagingservices.com. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. Your chiropractic office. and mark my words, mark this day and time, me telling you this, because it is that important that you understand. YouTube is not going anywhere anytime soon, and their ad spend is actually just as fair and right around the same rates as Facebook. So start using YouTube, start creating videos, or just taking your videos that you're already using for Facebook and start applying them to YouTube advertising as well. It's a huge platform. You get a little bit of a younger crowd, but it's very dependent on all of YouTube's algorithms and who's watching, what demographics you're going after, et cetera, et cetera. So YouTube is a huge, huge, huge advertising campaign for you. So YouTube and social media ads, in regards, when I say social media ads, I really talk about two big ones, and that is Facebook and that is Instagram. You do all of that from your Facebook Ads Manager. It's super simple, but again, this is another great way to get started on your own if you're balling on a budget, or to pay somebody to do it for you and really help you take your practice and new patient generation to the next level, okay? If you want to pay somebody, there are plenty of Facebook gurus out there that are willing to help you. Just make sure you find somebody that you like, trust, and know before you start paying thousands and thousands of dollars a month for them to run and operate your social media ads, okay? Because it's really not that hard to figure out on your own, but if you have someone constantly looking over them and optimizing them on a weekly and monthly basis, your ads are going to outperform everybody else's in your section or in your community, okay? So those are huge things to know, huge takeaways today from lead generation and the podcast episode all about lead generation, getting new people in your door. And when I say lead, this is a candidate, this is a prospect, this is a client, this is a patient, this is a practice member, whatever you want to call it, right? Lead generation really just means a lead is somebody who opts in to your calendar, to your email list, or subscribes to what you're doing, okay? It's not meant to be like a disheartening or distasteful word being used. It's just saying somebody has interest in what you are offering. In your sense, it's chiropractic care in your office, and they've opted in now to get more information from you. So that's what I mean by lead generation. Please, again, make sure you're using the header and footer of your website correctly. You're really, really, really using social media advertising on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube wisely. If you can't figure it out, pay an expert to do it for you. If you have questions, reach out to me, drop a comment. I know plenty of people who can help you. The third thing is make landing pages to book appointments, to build pre-qualification leads and prospects coming into your office. Okay, guys? I love you. I appreciate you. I hope this was a powerful and really insightful podcast episode for you, because I'm really passionate about this stuff, and I use all of my own, all of these strategies that I've not only created in my head, but I've seen other chiropractors use, I've seen other businesses use, and I use all of this for the Legendary Chiropractor as well. So if you see any Legendary Chiropractor ads, I'm using these strategies to make this happen. Now, the Legendary Chiropractor is an online business, so I don't really have any sort of, how do you put it? I don't really have any sort of physical brick and mortar building that I have an address for. So I don't really have to worry about that part of it and the website part of it as much. But this is my way of sharing with you how I am going to and how I see others structuring their chiropractic practices in the real world, in today's day and age, in the environment, in the society, and the 21st century that we're in, okay? I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a very, very powerful rest of your day today, and I will catch you on the next episode of the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. Thanks for joining me. Bye, guys. Again, I'm your host, Johnny Reuter, and you're listening to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for engaging with us on all of our platforms. including but not limited to Facebook and Instagram, all at The Legendary Chiropractor. Be sure to check our home site out at thelegendarychiropractor.com, as we have much to offer for prospective chiropractic students, current chiropractic students, recent chiropractic school graduates, and even veteran doctors of chiropractic out in the field. And lastly, I'd like to thank not only you, our listener, but also our podcast sponsors. Without them, this show wouldn't be possible. So I encourage you to go check out their websites and what they have to offer in the show notes for this episode. Thanks again. Stay legendary, my friends.